Good morning. This is a walkthrough of Unit 1, Activity 5, practice exercise. Okay, so the first adjusting entry that we're going to be asked to prepare is on March the 1st, 2014, a one-year insurance policy was purchased for $2,280. The fiscal year end is March 31st. They switch fiscal year ends from question to question in this exercise, so you have to pay attention to that. Now, Part A asks us to record the original purchase of the policy on March the 1st. So this isn't an adjusting entry we have to do. We just have to record the purchase of the insurance policy on March the 1st. So our journal entry is going to be March 1st. We're going to debit something called prepaid insurance. And we're going to credit bank, okay, for the $2,280, debit to prepaid insurance, $2,280, credit to bank. And we're just going to write a description of purchase 12 months of insurance. Okay, so 2 months later, a month later, March 31st, that's our year end. So we have to calculate our adjusting entry at that time. So our date is going to be March 31st. And we're going to debit an account called insurance expense because that's the amount of insurance that we'll have used up over the course of the 1 month before the year end. And we're going to credit prepaid insurance, what we debited initially to create the transaction on March the 1st. All right. Now, our calculation is going to look like this. Since we used only 1 month up, we're going to have to divide that 1 month by the full 12 months that we're going to use over the course of this insurance policy and multiply that by $2,280. That equals $190. So that's our entry. 190 debit to insurance expense and a 190 credit to prepaid insurance because we've reduced the prepaid insurance amount by $190 because we've used that. Okay, and our description would be to write to adjust prepaid insurance. All right, so that's how we arrive at the 190 for that question. Move this down quickly. So question number 2, prepare the adjusting entries for the year end December 31st, 2014 for the following. So for these three, we're just being asked to prepare the adjusting entries for them. All right, number 1 says the supplies account has an $800 balance. Actual supplies on hand on December 31st, 2014 is $260. So off to the side, I do a quick calculation. I've got $800 as a balance, and I subtract off my $260 that somebody's actually calculated and counted, and that gives me a grand total of $540. So that means that while there is a balance of $800 sitting in the supplies account, we actually have to reduce that by $540. So to do that, we'll debit supplies expense for $540 because we use that up, or we use that amount up of supplies. And we'll credit supplies because we have to reduce that account by $540. Right? Our date is December 31st, since that's the year end in this particular question. And our description is going to be to adjust supplies. All right. Okay, that's pretty straightforward and simple. On to part B. Rent was paid for 3 months on November the 1st, 2014 for a total of $3,300. So there was a previous transaction which we're not going to worry about. We're just worrying about the transaction at the adjusting entry. To do this one, what you have to realize is that the year end is December 31st. So we used all of November and all of December. 2 months that we've gone through. So 2 divided by the 3 months that they bought the rent for, or prepaid the rent for, times the $3,300 that they actually paid for equals $2,200. So that's how much prepaid rent we've actually used up. So our journal entry is going to look like December 31st. We debit rent expense and we credit an account that would have been created on November the 1st, which is prepaid rent. Let me fix that, sorry. We're going to debit the rent expense for $2,200, which is what we calculated right here. And we're going to credit prepaid rent for $2,200, thereby reducing that amount by $2,200 from the 33 that should be sitting in there. And our description is going to be to adjust prepaid rent. Moving on. C. A 12-month insurance policy was purchased on October the 1st, 2014 for $1,800. So again, I'm going off to the side here to do a couple of quick calculations. I realize that October's passed, all of October, all of November, and all of December has also passed. Excuse me. So what that is 1, 2, 3 months. With 3 months, what we've got is a chance to work from the 12 months insurance policy. So that's what we've used up. So we take the 3 and we divide it by the 12 months that we've bought the insurance policy for. And we're going to multiply that by $1,800, which is what the full insurance policy was. And that gives us a grand total of $450. That's what's been used up so far. So on December 31st, we're going to debit insurance expense because that's the expense that we've used up this year. We're going to credit prepaid insurance, an account that would have been created on October the 1st when they first purchased the insurance. It should have a debit balance at this time of $1,800, but we have to reduce that by the $450. So we credit prepaid insurance, prepaid insurance for $450. And our description is to adjust prepaid insurance. Okay, so those questions 1 and 2 of that exercise. We're almost there, guys. To the end, the last one. On October the 1st, 2014, We Are Rentals received a $500 check for the rental of storage unit for 6 months. So the question's asking us to make 2 entries, the entry on October the 1st and then the adjusting entry at the year end, December 31st, 2014. So on October the 1st, when we first get the money, we're going to put our date down, October 1, and we received a check. Okay, so we're going to debit bank for $500. And what we're going to credit is a new called unearned rental revenue for $500. Actually, let me reconfigure these numbers just a little bit here. So bank is a debit for $500. Unearned rental revenue is a credit for $500. Now, what I want you to realize, and I'm going to write this in a different colored pen, just so we have it, that this amount here is a liability. Okay? It represents something that we owe somebody. We owe someone that unearned rental revenue because we haven't worked to earn it yet. So when you debit the bank for $500 and credit the rental revenue for $500, you're creating a liability that you'll have to pay back at some point in the future. And our description for this would be to record unearned revenue. Okay, now 3 months later, we have to record the adjusting entry. So December 31st, that's the year end. I'm going to quickly come over here to my side and do a couple of quick calculations. Look, we bought this, or we sold this, pardon me, on October 1st. So all of October has been used up, all of November, and all of December. All right, so that's 1, 2, 3 months, okay, that we of the rental revenue that we have earned. But the storage unit was rented for 6 months. So you take the 3, you divide it by the 6, because there's another 3 still to go, or 6 months in total. And you multiply that by, not equals, pardon me, multiply that by the amount of $500. And that equals a pretty straightforward number of $250. So that's the rental revenue that we've earned so far. So we have to reduce unearned rental revenue, okay, by 250, and we have to increase rental revenue by 250. So a debit to unearned rental revenue for 250 and a credit to rental revenue for 250. And our description would be to adjust unearned revenue. Okay, those are the 3 questions for the adjusting entries in activity 5. Adjusting entries part 1. Now, first off, I'll apologize for the really messy handwriting. I can't fix it at this stage. So hopefully it makes some sense. Hopefully this video helped you out a little bit. Once you've got this down, go do the assignment, figure that out, submit that to Dropbox. I'll take a look at it tonight and make sure everybody's on the right page. Okay, have a great day, guys. Bye.